everybody. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience with angels, which is really special. So I'm the spiritual person, right? And I've always had a sensitivity to the spirit realm for my whole life, but I never really got into angels up until maybe the last year. And the only reason why is because I just couldn't figure out what they were. We're all souls, right? We're all sort of a part of an infinite mirror. So we're all like the little tiny chips in the mirror that make the awesome disco ball. Each one of us is one little part on a really massive disco ball. The disco ball needs every single one of us in order to be a cool disco ball. You can't dance and party without the disco ball being in the oneness, right? You're attached to the oneness, so you're awesome. So how are we a reflection of this? Like, what is an angel? What is a soul? What's the difference? Through the work I've done, I'm almost convinced we're all angels. It's really strange. So you have a soul, right? And you're not just one, okay? You have many different identities. So you're not just one identity. You're thousands of identities. You can be whatever you want to be. You could be an angel. I'm still learning about this because I do soul rebirth journeys, which is where I journey in through your spiritual atmosphere, and then I actually do some massive energetic work to transform the sort of the disoriented, weird, kooky vibrations that make you feel all boggy and miserable in life. So I transform those and super up them so you feel awesome every day. So once I finish doing this work, your soul literally will go into the light, and then it has a transformation experience. I can't share infinite energy in an infinite realm with your soul, in conjunction with your body, which is finite, and it not have to go into a super wash, of its own identity and its own sort of spiritual pathway. When I do 2 hours of spiritual work, your entire spiritual pathway alters because you go from a vibration down here to a vibration way up here, and now you have a whole new journey that you get to experience. It's that massive and transformative. Doing this work, I've actually seen souls enter into the light and be transformed into angels. I've even seen demon souls sort of incarnate. So angels do incarnate. I've even seen demon souls actually transform in the light and turn into angels. It's extraordinary when that happens. But it's sort of strange because I see some become angels and I see some become just really bright souls. So I'm still trying to understand why the infinite has a version that is an angel versus a version that is a soul. I still don't have an answer to that. That's why I'm just convinced that all angels are souls and all souls have an angel reflection. So you have a soul reflection and an angel reflection. The interesting thing about angels, though, I super love working with them because they really help me with, but souls do too, but I really particularly work with angels. They have a way of just creating the right balance and harmony that I need. They take away dark energies. They help me do a lot of different energy work, basically. And I do really like working with Archangel Michael, specifically because I do a lot of demon work. So when I transform demon souls, or dark energy vibrations, which if I'm going to heal you from the sort of calamities of life, I'm going to go into a lot of dark reflective spaces. So you got to clear out the dark void spaces in order to bring in the sunlight. When the sunlight's in there, and you're like, ooh, it feels really warm and happy now. So anyway, Archangel Michael, I always see him with this sort of bag. It's just a little bag, but it's an infinite space. So anything that goes in there, you can put an elephant in a little bag, it's an infinite space. You can fit 1 billion elephants in an infinite space. Doesn't matter what the size looks like, is an infinite space. So he really helps to absorb what is the old negative energy, and it transforms in the light in his sort of bag of light infinite space. It's really cool. I've actually dove into his infinite space. It was really neat in there. It was pure white light in there, and it was so lovely to breathe it in, to experience the transformation energy and source light. It was just so beautiful. And so there's different. Let me just think about some of the things that I've seen. So we have Archangel Michael. I work with him a lot. I've been working with Archangel Raphael more because he's really into the green. He's really an angel of reflective green energy. And so I really like working with green, sort of Mother Earth healing, thriving green energies. Like, do you want a plant that's all shriveled up and dead, or do you want a plant that's thriving green? So now you understand the use of green energy helps things grow and thrive. Even our bodies are plants too. That's why we need to eat our greens every day, so we can be a reflection of healed, clean, purified Mother Earth energy. So Archangel Raphael's kind of well known for being the green angel, right? So it's kind of interesting because as human beings, we want to see the spirit realm as it looking like Earth, looking like an Earth space with real souls that look like human beings and angels that look like angels, right? But that's just part of, I'm 100% convinced that when I look into the spirit realm and I see things that look like Earth sort of spaces, really harmonized, beautiful ones, but you can really go into some grotesque worlds too. So there's like, what is the reflection of heaven? What is the reflection of hell? They got them all in the infinite universe. So through my biological form and comprehension as a human being, you take an infinite soul and you fit it into a container that's a finite space with a finite consciousness. The only way to break that finite consciousness is literally to go into the Om state, into a deep meditation, and then experience the oneness through your infinite soul. But most of us are just a brain, right, with a body, and we use our brains to try to figure out our world, which is the whole reason you incarnate here, to experience the complicated part of just trying to find balance in this type of world that we live in with a brain. We're not using the spiritual senses, we're using the physical mind, which doesn't see things with a total clarity. It sees things with it sort of sees, it likes to see the darker side of things. It likes to feel bogged down. It likes to complicate things by just thinking too much about stuff. If you just stop thinking and you just start breathing the air and you just turn off the thoughts entirely, you start to feel the oneness and the harmony with all. So when I do go into the meditation and project my consciousness into spaces, I actually do see spiritual realms, and they do have they do look like heaven or hell spaces. They do look like Earth spaces where thriving green plants or dead plants, dead trees that are rotted out, skies that are extremely dim and dark, places where they're demon spaces that feel like they're underground in deep in the earth kind of style. You're surrounded by dark acidic spaces, walls. This is a reflection of negative energy, right? But I have angels come and help me heal the spaces, help me with transforming demons. I literally do. Believe it or not, I work with Archangel Lucifer. I'm a real advocate for helping people see there's an opposing side to everything. So if you want to see Lucifer as the devil, he will be the devil. Otherwise, if you want to see Lucifer as the infinite light, it really is the infinite light. There's a part of him that has been transformed in the light. I made a video about this. And it was quite extraordinary. But you see the complicated part about things. If Lucifer is the ultimate demon and he wants to transform in the light, how is he going to fully transform in the light when you have people still believing and praying and really filling that vein still with the sort of dark energy? It's very hard. So you have a separate side of him that is sort of all of this sort of prayer and stuff like that. We need to stop. We need to heal every vibration that is in relation to him. That way his light body side can really showcase his special gifts. There's just a real imbalance with the energy there for him. But I do like working with him, especially with satanic sort of rituals, believe it or not. Bring in Archangel Lucifer to help with his satanic vibrations. They're pretty disgusting. I'm not going to lie. Satanic spaces are really Ralphie. It's just really gross. It's gross enough that usually after I heal a toxic space of that kind, I actually need myself to heal for 24 to 48 hours. But I use him, Archangel Lucifer, I do use him. He's a massive diamond angel. He's really gorgeous. And he really is into healing bloodlines. So it's fascinating, but you have sort of, a satanic family, or it's really unbelievable the type of stuff you can see out there. You have a normal everyday family who's actually a satanic family. And it's sort of part of their blood or their DNA history. So they start passing it on down a lineage of thousands of generations. I mean, it's really nutty. Like thousands of years and generations of a single bloodline. And they sort of, the blood or the blood memories of this satanic energy just keeps going down. So you have children that are now have an odd alignment or blood memory of this being a part of their sort of lineage, and they start aligning with that too. And so Lucifer really helps me purify bloodlines and heal satanic spaces, and sort of lift that energy out. And you have demons beget demons beget demons. So you go into really dark spaces where this sort of demon is really aligned with that type of ritual, and he really influences many people. You have a lot of souls now contained in a space through his manipulation. It's really messed up. You have souls literally in this demon's realm. He owns your soul. It's literally what it's like. It's crazy. I actually see this stuff. I'm total Catholic, but I totally got out of that because I refused to believe that hell existed. I refused to believe that demons were real or Satan was real, because all that was real to me was the love of all, and that human beings really need to let go of their fears and see the love of all. And now when you see the love of all, there's nothing else worth seeing. Like, why do you want to see the gory, the guts, the disgusting, the ew side of the infinite universe, when on that same mirror you can see the love of all, right? But the thing is, we got 8 billion people on a planet, and some of us, our souls need to learn and are experiencing and want to comprehend the dark side. So here I am now. I'm in a world where I want to see the love and the joy and the beauty of all. But I'm sort of called upon to help others who are struggling on their pathway to see the love and beauty of all. So now I can go in and help their soul release from really disgusting past lives with satanic rituals. Anything. I've seen all kinds of weird stuff. I don't want to see this. Trust me, I don't want to see people be murdered. I don't want to see satanic rituals. But I do see this stuff. And so I do work with angels in order to help me. I also work with Jesus in order to help me. Jesus is kind of his name kind of gets overplayed, I think, but I adore him. His higher self, his sort of soul expression, is so sweet, so loving, so genuine, so honest, so kind. You want to work with the divine energies like this. You want to. And I can work with any of the divine energies that I want to. The highest energies in the infinite universe. We sort of see Jesus, he was soul incarnated here. Does Jesus have an angel reflection? That's kind of a cool question. I'm just going to I just want to see. I'm actually just going to tap into Jesus. All right. This is how I do my psychic journey work. I just tap into the name and what the energy feels like. And then I just want to see. He's asking me if I'm patient enough to go through wisdom related to this. I might just make a separate video because I just want to. But I'm pretty excited to find out. I will. I'll just make a separate video. I just want to make a bunch of short videos because not everybody has time for my 2-hour-long smorgasbords of spirit realm, demon worlds, transforming, all kinds of stuff. So I just want to talk briefly about some of the things that I do and I'm really a promoter of altering the perception, right? You get to choose. You get to choose what you want to see, experience, feel, all that stuff. And sometimes, you live lifetimes and lifetimes and you don't have a relationship to who and what you were previously. That's a good thing. Believe it or not, there's some good to not knowing that. And it's the one way and the only way that your soul can really continue to transform and think for itself without saying, oh, I remember from that last lifetime what happened, so now I'm not going to do that this lifetime. It really needs to be able to have an echo of experiences and then choose to either A, continue on that pathway, or B, choose to cycle out of it. So now the soul is sort of growing, expanding, and developing through not knowing what it did in the previous lifetime kind of thing. Also, too, a cool thing about that is, so you have previous lifetimes where you fall in love. Now, let's say like two of your like most dearest soulmates, you run into them, and now you have all these past life memories with both of them, and so now it really confuses what your choice is going to be. You love them both. You've experienced lifetimes with both of them. Which lifetimes were cooler than the other? It's better just to allow yourself to choose what you want in this lifetime, without having all of that to go back off of, you know? There's value to not remembering your past lives. Although the more I do this work, the more I'm starting to experience past lives. So now I'm doing past life reading and healing. I do see them sometimes in my soul rebirth journeys. They'll either come up or they won't. It's just whatever spirit shows me as the most transformative message. So that's spiritual healing work I do. I'm just going to see what else I could share about angels briefly. So Spirit's saying, what do you think angels look like? What do you, YouTube watcher, what do you think they look like? Do all angels have wings? Have you ever thought that a soul could be an angel? That Jesus alone, just as a divine expression, is an angel too? Not all angels have to have wings. That's what they're saying. They remind me of a time where it's like, okay, Archangel Michael, if you want Archangel Michael to look like a praying mantis man with wings, he can. He can be whoever and whatever you want him to look like. He could look like a lion with wings. He could look like anything that you resonate with. As human beings, we really resonate seeing other human beings. And there's something really beautiful about seeing the sort of wings and that sort of experience of a divine entity that seems more than human, right? So that feels really good to us. But Jesus, it too, divine light, extraordinary divine light, a soul incarnated so many times that he could override the sort of societal structure in order to help other human beings see the value of loving each other. That's an impressive soul. But we have to remember there's more impressive souls out there than just Jesus, and a lot of them did not go down in history as being an impressive soul, although they're extremely impressive. How many super monks have incarnated on this planet that weren't Buddha? Also very impressive. Some young souls will even incarnate as monks and experience the nirvana and the oneness of all as a young soul. So you can't be judgmental. Not all young souls are just complete morons or whatever. They actually are exploring the wisdom too, and in a variety of different ways. Some extremely old souls are also exploring pathways that have taken them away from the divine light, and they transform into really dark entities that then want to travel back into the light. Sometimes they do. I've seen very dark souls, extremely dark. What would be having been a demon soul for trillions and trillions of years style, and then become reflections of the divine light again, and they're still sort of an odd reflection of darkness in their infinite sort of expression, while simultaneously they're extremely loving, extremely gorgeous souls, but very dark though still too. They comprehend the pathway that is the ultimate for transforming the soul, expanding the soul, helping the soul experience a divine consciousness beyond what you can just experience if all you ever knew was love. If all you ever knew was love, how could you really appreciate love unless it was taken away from you? Now it's taken away from you for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, and now it comes back to you again, and now you can relish in love that much more because now you have a reason to appreciate it, right? So now we understand the value of exploring the darker roads. It's why we can't be judgmental of each other. We cannot be judgmental of each other's choices to, be drug addicts, be, violent, literally, there's a lot of very concerning choices that we humans make. And we need to actually acknowledge that it is a very divine soul that is experiencing a journey away from the light in order to return to the light and be that much stronger, and then actually be stronger for us all too, because they've had the journey and the experience that has expanded their soul beyond just the souls that can only tolerate sort of experiences of love. It doesn't make you less of a soul. It just makes you, it's just a reflection of your soul experience, the diversity and depth of your soul. That's all I'm going to share for this video. If you're interested in experiencing spiritual healing from me or psychic reading, please visit my website. It's abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.